Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Blossom, who we have been really slow with these guys. We're just barely touching the thing. We got to get some basic behavior loops so we got started here at home, mainly because she doesn't know to follow the hand yet. She doesn't even know how to do a lure because I can't lure her into a sit or anything. So we're doing a little bit of help. I wouldn't call it aversive, meaning a correction, but aversive when you get down to it legally. Even when you place a dog into a sit and you're using some kind of an aversive that's so light, I don't look at it as really aversive. Come on, but it is. So if I go like this, she's wanting the food now. That's half the battle. She knows it's in my hand. Good girl. She's got a little bit of trust. And I'm evaluating right now after her getting out. Think about this, about 4 days. And I haven't done much with her except, good, there you go, good girl. Just get her used to me and get her used to the routine of walking around, being in the kennel, and just letting her get acclimated, where the fear is starting to go away because she's starting to wake up every day to the same location. Then I'm trying to separate the two of these guys as much as I can. So I've got one over there and one over here. They don't get to see each other. And then I'll start doing some things to, when I take them out in the morning, when I put them in at night, they're in the truck in crates to sleep. So they're next to each other. And then I go out and take them for a walk, and there's a little trauma. And so that's the same thing I'm doing. I'm coming back over here. One dog's here, Blossom, let's say. I'll bring Willow, come and work, and then take Willow away. Every time I take the dog away, the dog is going through an emotional stressor, right? That anxiety caused by dependency. Separation anxiety is what we would call it. In this case, it's between the two dogs, right? Not so much me. Good girl, good. You ready? You ready? Yes. Good girl, good. Good. She's an all-white dog, so she gets dirty real quick. She's going to need a bath before she goes home. Yeah, good girl, good. I like the fact she's actually reaching and taking food now. The fear was overwhelming. That fear, nervousness, environment. When I go out in environment, she's going to show a lot of that, and it's going to be a lot of saturation to work her through it. But I like the fact that she's coming into me. She's not showing as much insecurity and fear with me now, and that's perfect. So it's what I want. Now I'm doing things like, good girl, good, there you go, good girl. That's how I like what I'm seeing, because this means that she's over that real fearful period. You grab that, I'm going to beat you. You grab that, I'm going to beat you. Good. All right, good girl, Blossom. Good girl, Blossom. So now we're just going to try to get her excited and chase after this food. Blossom, ready? Get it, get it. Good girl, good. There you go. Good. A lot of chase games. I can throw it on the cement. I don't have to worry about it. It's not in the dirt. Come on, hop, hop, Blossom. There you go. Good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. This is the first time I've actually seen her being a lot more receptive. Nope. Come on. Now, I ended up double feeding her last night. I didn't mean to. I just forgot which dogs I fed. So she got double fed. So she had a good runny stool this morning. You overfeed a dog, that's what you're going to get. A runny stool. So come on. Good girl. Come on. There you go. Good. I like it. I like it, Blossom. You're showing me now more than you were the other times. Come on. Come on. Come on, get her to touch this. Use a little bit of leash pressure. I'll pull her into it. And as soon as she touches, yes, I'll release the pressure as soon as she touched it. Okay, so I'm helping her out because I know that fear is going to overwhelm her, and I'm never going to get her to do it if I don't do some leash pressure, some other things to get her to. Come on. Yes, good girl, good. All right, I want to get my clicker because we want to really get that installed. We want to load the clicker is what they call it. Good girl. Good girl. So she's starting to show me a little bit of receptivity. I've got to get her really getting into pattern routine. Good girl, come on. You're all right, come on. Good girl, good. There you go. What is that? What is that? At least she's underneath your leg, huh? Yeah. So we've got a clicker. I'm going to load the clicker. What they mean by loading the clicker is that the whole goal for the clicker is to basically classical conditioning. This sound means this is coming, right? And you basically pair it with the food, and now this will give a dog a warm and fuzzy feeling when they hear this sound, and it'll mean the same thing as food, right? Because when they've got their nose and all their nerves, their whole body is reading that food and they smell it, they're emotionally, even if they don't eat it, I'll stuff the food in the dog's face, because I know that their emotional standpoints, even if they don't eat the food, are still being affected by that smell in their face, right? Food still means something to them. Good. All right, hop, hop, good, good, good. Trying to get her to follow the hand and realize the hand is where the food's at, right? That'll be the start. You're basically going to start luring the dog. So I'm going to raise it up, see if I can get her to sit. She doesn't want to. This is what I was doing, aversive. There you go. Good girl. So I put my hand in a U. I give a little bit of a pinch. So there's a negative stimuli coming at her, which is the negative. And as soon as she sits down, I release it. So timing is important. You always hear about that in timing. Same thing when I'm giving her the food. I'm locking it in my hand. I put 4 or 5 pieces in my hand, and then I lock it with my thumb. Okay? I lock it with my thumb in my hand, and that makes all that smell, all that want. A lot of times I'll put a big old pile in there because the bigger the amount of food in the hand, the more it's going to be putting off vapors, right? So then I'll put the food in the mouth, I'll click, and right away I'll release one. See, I had a bunch of them, I released one, right? Or I can release 2, it's practice, right? Nope, come on. So I'm going to do the same thing, try to ask her to sit in with a luring motion, and she's not doing it for me, and it's just because of who she is. There you go. Good. With a little bit of help with the aversive, and as soon as I feel the dog starting to figure this out, I drop that because I don't need it. I just need to reaffirm to her what is the right answer. When she does the right behavior, right away click, and then food, right? Loading clicker, we were talking about that a second ago. Loading clicker is nothing more than, again and again, even without asking for a behavior, when she hears the sound, here comes that food, and she puts 2 and 2 together after a time, and you get a classical conditioning. Look it up. It's on... You can go to YouTube, type in learning theory, and the same classes you would take for psychology that are required of any type of college courses or anything. A lot of people take psychology classes, human psychology, but all animals on God's green earth learn the same way, right? So this is classical conditioning, and if you don't know who Pavlov is, you don't know the science behind it, look it up. And on YouTube, they've got all this, right? So just type in learning theory. You should be looking for 2 main concepts. Should be classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Those 2 are the main ones that we use. There's a lot of other psychology that we're using, but those are the main ones that you need to understand when you're working with a dog. Okay, so right when she did the right thing, and before I wasn't getting anything. I was sitting there raising my hand. She wasn't giving me anything because fear was overriding it, insecurity. Now that's gone as much, and now she's trusting. She's starting to realize I'm the one that gives her food. Now watch how I'm petting, okay? I'm doing this on purpose because if I treat her tough like that and give her tough love, good girl, she will start to be receptive, and she'll come out of her. If you foo-foo the dog, and this is one of the biggest mistakes that most people make, they humanize the animal, and they sit there and go, oh my God, you're okay, oh my God, you're okay, and they give all these little high-pitched sounds and everything that basically coddle the animal. You get what you pet, meaning if you treat this dog like that, you're going to get a neurotic mess. And most people, that's what they do. They humanize the animal, and they treat it like they're a child. Okay, a dog is not a child, it's not a human. Treat the dog like a dog, and they're going to come out a lot more, and they're going to be a lot more secure with themselves, and all that fear fades away, and they start to have some strength. So you see me, good girl, come on, you go, baby, good girl. Oh, that's good. I like that. That doesn't mean that you can't love your dog and you can't do that. What it does mean, though, is that you have to have a good amount of this stuff, right? Grabbing, patting hard pats, teaching her to be strong by how I treat her. If I treat her that way, pretty soon she's going to get strong. See? And it's just psychology with a dog. It's how you treat them. And same thing with kids, I'm sure. You see a parent and the child falls on the ground and starts yelling, oh, starts crying. Those parents that are smart enough to realize, they just kind of ignore the child. Come on, get up, give it a little smack in the butt. Let's go, come on. And then the child gets that type of a treatment. And over time, they fall down and they don't worry about it anymore. See, but you have a parent that goes, oh, you're okay. Are you okay? Oh, and you get what you pet. The energy that you put in, that emotional energy, is what you're going to end up creating, right? So that's why you see me doing these hard pats and this kind of attitude, because I want to bring the dog out of its shell. And the dog's going to be tremendously changed as long as you keep the same formulas and you treat the dog the right way. How you treat her, what you do with her is a critical thing. And we're not talking about heel, sit down, stay here. We're talking about that inner core of the dog. All right? Good girl, good. There you go. Get that back on there. You keep sleeping that. You keep slipping that. Yes, you do. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. Good girl. I'm going to beat you. Good girl. Good girl. She's giving me more now than she has the whole time. she's finally coming out of her shell. And now I've got what I need to get her to go to the next level. Now we can start really working the dog. But that's why that 3-4 days of just getting the dog's head, giving them time to acclimate, settle in, taking your time. I have a little famous saying that I'm always saying, always too fast, never too slow. Take your time, right? You'll be a lot better served. I'm not going to kill the world. I've got 30 days. I do not believe in a 2-week training program. A lot of these trainers doing this 2-week. What can you do with a dog? You've just barely got him flowing in the 2 weeks. So, and sure, you might be able to kind of bullshit the customer and get him to think the dog is trained, but you know something, you're not going to do what I do, which is really get inside the dog's head, build strength, build character, environment, get it all to work for you. Minimum 30 days, as far as I'm concerned. That's my personal opinion. I do not believe in a 2-week training program. I don't care. And it doesn't mean the dog trainer's better than me. It means that you're not going to be able to get the dog really flowing into where their head's at in the work and really understanding, getting into that dog's head and the psychology of everything and building a dog. And what do I mean by that? It's not just heel, sit down, stay. It's this inner core. It's this inner strength that I'm after. That's what we're after, right? Good girl. All right, let's go. Come on. Good girl. Yay, good girl. Good. See how good girl. Good. There you go. Good girl. Now this helps because last night I double fed her, so I wanted to let her system rest, so I did not feed her this morning. So she's hungry. She's hungry, and I'm out of hot dogs, but that was good. I like that. That was good. We'll get up tomorrow morning. I'll do a good job of working them again. And Willow's ready to go. I'll give him a couple, 2 to maybe 3 days doing this luring here, get her understanding where the target's hand, coming into this hand, getting some drive by doing food tosses and whatever I need to get her happy and familiar with the behavior loops that I'm asking, which is basically just following the lure and all that, right? But we're building our relationship. She's going to learn to trust me. I'm here for her. I am going to protect her. I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure she's doing good. Huh? Yeah, good girl. Good girl. You get what you pet. Right? How you treat the dog is very important. Treat her like a little foo-foo and like a little child. Oh, my little baby, my snookums. You're going to get a neurotic mess, okay? Treat the dog like a dog, and after a while, you're going to have a good, strong dog, huh? You're going to be strong, huh? Yes, you are, huh? Yeah. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training and Blossom. Talk to you later.